Welcome, my friend. Tonight, I invite you to slow down, take a breath, and listen to a story that might just touch your heart.
Say minute continuous war story. In the fading light of a dusty evening in 1973, as monsoon clouds gathered above the jungles of central Vietnam, a young Vietnamese soldier named Minh crouched behind a shattered stone wall, gripping his worn rifle tightly. The air trembled with distant artillery, but for a moment Minh heard only the rhythm of his own breathing. It had been 3 years since he first left his village, a place once filled with the scent of rice fields and the laughter of children. Now those memories felt like a distant echo of a world swallowed by war. Minh's unit had been ordered to hold a narrow valley that overlooked a strategic river crossing. If the bridge fell, enemy troops would pour through the region, threatening countless families behind the lines. Though he was exhausted, Minh understood why he had to remain there. He thought of his mother drying rice in the sun, of his little brother chasing dragonflies. Their safety gave him strength. As night settled over the valley, a low fog slithered through the trees, turning the world ghostly and pale. The sound of boots crunching leaves suddenly pierced the silence. Minh raised his eyes and saw the silhouettes of American soldiers moving cautiously through the darkness. They were tense, alert, navigating unfamiliar land with measured steps. Minh felt an unexpected ache within him, a strange mix of fear and sorrow. He knew these men were far from home, too, guided by orders, uncertainty, and the same trembling hope of survival. Yet fate had placed them on opposite sides of a war neither truly understood. A flare streaked across the sky, igniting the valley in harsh white light. Instantly, the calm shattered. Bullets cracked through the fog, grenades exploded against the earth, and chaos swallowed the battlefield. Minh pressed himself into the dirt, firing only when he could see a clear shape, determined not to waste a shot. The ground vibrated beneath him like a beating drum. Smoke curled through the air. Voices shouted in English and Vietnamese, overlapping in the frantic storm of combat. Minh's heart pounded like a hammer, but he forced himself to keep moving, crawling between rocks, calling out to his comrades, urging them to hold the line. Hours passed like a fevered dream. When dawn finally bled into the sky, the valley was quiet again, but it was a heavy, sorrow-filled silence. Minh rose slowly, his body trembling from exhaustion. All around him were broken helmets, scattered belongings, abandoned rifles, signs of a night that would be remembered by every survivor. In the cold morning light, Minh noticed an American soldier lying wounded near a fallen tree. The man was conscious but weak, clutching his bleeding arm. Minh approached cautiously. The soldier flinched, expecting the worst, but Minh knelt down, tore fabric from his own uniform, and wrapped the wound tightly. The two men exchanged a long, wordless look. In that moment, the war felt distant, overshadowed by something more powerful, recognition of shared humanity. Reinforcements finally arrived from Minh's unit. They carried the wounded American to a medical post where he would later be exchanged as a prisoner of war. As the man was lifted away, he whispered a shaky thank you. Minh nodded, feeling an ache in his chest he couldn't explain. He had fought fiercely, yet he had spared a stranger who hours earlier had been firing at him. War, Minh realized, was not just battles and victories. It was choices. Small, quiet choices that revealed who a person truly was. That evening, as the sun dipped behind the mountains and birds returned cautiously to the trees, Minh sat alone beside the river. The water reflected the orange sky, flowing gently toward the sea. He thought again of his village, his family, and the future of his country. Despite the exhaustion, despite the uncertainty, he felt a steady warmth growing inside him. The war would continue, and he would face many more nights filled with fear and fire, but he promised himself one thing. No matter how dark the world became, he would never allow hatred to consume him. He would fight, but he would not forget compassion. And one day, when the war finally ended, he hoped to return home, plant new rice in the soil, and rebuild a life shaped not by destruction, but by healing. In the quiet breeze, Minh whispered to the river a prayer for peace. Peace for himself, for his homeland, and even for those who had marched against him. The wind carried his words into the fading light, and for the first time in a long while he felt the faint, fragile promise of a better tomorrow.